Keeping sane in the new year. If you're like me or many people that I know, you may be somewhat overwhelmed by all the bad news, by the tweets, by the things on your phone and Facebook and TikTok, and just lots of bad news. Now, this is not something new. Doomsday news has been around as long as I've been alive and long before. It always seems like there's going to be a nuclear war, a epidemic, a disaster, a stock market crash. And every now and then something like that actually does happen. But the fact is, an awful lot of it never happens. It's what sells newspapers. It gets eyeballs. It sells products through advertising. It gets politicians elected. It gets policies that, in retrospect, nobody in their right mind would ever have enacted or pursued, enacted because people get frightened. Doomsday news makes you afraid. That's what it's trying to do, get that fight or flight response going. Like in the ancient times when a tiger or something tried to eat you, or where the nasty people from across the river in the other village or the other tribe came and actually physically tried to kill you. The world has changed a lot since then. Now, it seems a lot worse right now. I'm not saying there aren't things to be really concerned about. Of course there are, and there have been for decades. What's different now, though, is we have new technologies. Like what I'm doing now, we have video everywhere. I think that's really important. We don't just have video. We have video in your home, giant screen TVs on your phone. This is much better quality than video 10, 20 years ago. We almost have no movie theaters left. Why? Because instead of going to a movie theater and your feet stick to the gunk on the floor and all of that kind of stuff, you can plop down in front of your giant screen television or your monitor or whatever and see a movie that is better than something you could see in the Man Chinese Theater 40 years ago, a giant, spectacular movie theater in Hollywood, right? Beautiful imagery, beautiful sound. And you can outdo that without worrying about the people next to you, bumping into them, or any of those problems. You're drawn completely into something that seems very, very real. And the video quality today is spectacular, right? Maybe some of my viewers have seen Stranger Things where they have some fun with this old broadcast TV and VHS tapes, and it's all noisy and everything. It looks a little bit fake by today's standards. We don't have that. We have stereo surround sound, super high quality. We have high resolution, high contrast ratio video, and it's only getting better and better. So that means when you watch the latest war or whatever, it looks like it's happening right in your home, right next to you, right outdoors. It seems like it's really real, even though it may be completely fake. It may be an AI generated fake image, and you can't tell the difference. That's not really new either. If you watch the old movie Forrest Gump or some of these, they were doing this 30 years ago. They had Marilyn Monroe in TV commercials. For some reason, a lot of that fakery was kind of removed. Every now and then, like in Rogue One, you will see it, but the technology existed, maybe it was expensive, or you had a lot of hand tweaking to fake videos. Now, anybody can do it. So what does this mean? It means that your emotional reactions to violence, imagery, etc., that we have probably from ancient times can be very easily triggered, and it's there all the time. You get it on your phone, right? You get it on your lightweight laptop you take with you everywhere. Constant 24/7 bombardment with fear, terrible fear, nasty stuff. And it's being played to. You watch these TV shows and public affairs shows, and it's all people arguing. It's all anger. Why is they doing that? Because it triggers these emotional reactions. We have them. They're built right into us. We're not designed to deal with fake TV. Our visual system, our reactions respond to what we see. And it's increasingly difficult to know whether it's real or not. So what does it mean? Overexposure to this clouds our judgment. It distracts us. You can't sleep. You can't get things done. You're worrying about world events you have no control over. May not be what you think they are from watching television or video or TikTok or something. Totally different. It's something halfway around the world. You've never been there. You know nothing about it, but it's like right in your face. And it can happen to you 24/7. And this content is designed to be addictive, to get you sitting there going, okay, who's going to get killed today? What's going to happen? Okay, so it's not good. I think one of the things we can do to try to combat it, to keep our minds clear, to live effective lives, to make money, to take care of our families, all that kind of stuff that we really need to do, right, is limit our exposure to it. Don't get hooked on it. Don't have it on your phone. Limit the time that you're exposed to it. Set aside some time to take a look at what's going on. Try to screen out the highly emotional content, really think about what you're seeing. Are there some tools to help you do that? Is there some things we can do, because you get bombarded with this stuff on Facebook, on TikTok, everywhere? Well, there are some tools, and I'm going to show you a couple of the tools that I use that I found help screen out some of the hysterical news coverage. This is Social Fixer, which is a plugin for Facebook that can hide all kinds of stuff that distracts you, all kinds of stuff that makes you upset, gives you a lot more control. This is cold turkey. It's a very broad base. Not only can it block websites, it can do games, applications. You can fix it to shut down Windows, at least in Microsoft Windows. So if they have a certain title that like freaks you out or whatever, you can block things. You can control when it blocks content. It's very, very versatile and useful. And thirdly, this is really great for me. I watch too much YouTube. Unhook add-on for YouTube screens out suggestions, screens out comments. You can configure it. You can eliminate all those suggestions, all those, or nearly all of the images, videos that come up and are suggested that have nothing to do with what you're looking for or make you upset, etc. I've had these in place since the beginning of 2025. It's a lot of hysterical news coverage. I just was too much. I put in Social Fixer and Cold Turkey and this Unhook. Great job of greatly reducing the amount of this distracting and unnerving type of content. So try them out. The other thing that I would say is, again, I'm not suggesting you completely ignore bad news or you just try to stick your head in the sand and not look at the world. But this stuff is too much for us to handle. It distracts us. It eats up valuable time. There's nothing you can do about it. And you often cannot think clearly. This content, a vast majority of it is designed to make you angry, to trigger the fight or flight response, to make you upset, outraged. There's just tons of it out there. Doesn't make you think better. Tends to produce strong emotions that cloud our judgment. You're not running away from a tiger in the wild 10,000 years ago. It's not another tribe from across the river has just attacked your village 10,000 years ago. But people think this because they're watching TV. They're always seeing wars. They're always seeing people mad at each other. It affects us. And the fact that you're highly intelligent doesn't make you immune. In fact, I would argue that a lot of highly intelligent people live a very sheltered life. You know, they have plenty of money. They actually are not used to dealing with a lot of these things they see on television. And so their ability to handle it may actually be poorer than people who aren't so smart, who actually get beat up or actually have real physical problems and can maybe separate those from. I'm not going to claim one way or the other what the situation is, but understand experts, highly intelligent people, et cetera, are not particularly immune to these things and these emotional effects, as I know from personal experience and people I know. And just if you look around and you watch experts and highly smart people, they can be quite emotional. They're very good at coming up with rational sounding explanations for what they're doing. So it doesn't look like they're being emotional, at least if they're not showing the emotion, but actually smart people do dumb things. So give these a try and keep looking as I am, and let me know if you can, you know, what works for you? What is a better way to screen some of this out and clear your mind so you don't rush into bad decisions, you don't get distracted, etc.
This concludes this video presentation. If you like this video, please click like. Please click subscribe and the notification bell if you would like to receive more content from us. You can avoid internet censorship by subscribing directly to our RSS news feed. Please consider sharing the link by email and on your website or blog, in addition to liking, upvoting, or sharing on increasingly censored, advertising beholden, big company social media. We have encountered such censorship. Mathematical software is developing algorithms and software to automate data analysis, reducing the risks of costly errors and increasing the predictive power of the results. You can support our work financially by subscribing on our Patreon page, https://www.patreon.com/mathsoft, or scanning the QR code in the lower right corner.